Hi guys, welcome back to Canada Top to Bottom. If you want videos on how to move to Canada, what life is like here, tips and tricks to make living in Canada a little bit easier and more enjoyable, we've got you covered on other videos. This is something completely different. This is a little trip report on a 7-day ski mountaineering trip, which I'm currently in the middle of, crossing the Wapta Icefield in Alberta, just north of Lake Louise. So if you want to see some cool skiing, some cool views, me being cold in a tent and nice and warm for a couple of nights in this hut, this is a video for you. The trip started with a long drive up to Lake Louise, which was still in the full grip of winter when we arrived, and our team of me, Dean, Dave and Brian, started on our first day with a crossing of Peyto Lake, one of the access points to the main Wapta Icefield, and I have to say it was quite a shock to the system carrying such a heavy bag again. The weather was pretty grey and snowy, the bag felt super heavy, and honestly I think all of us got a bit of a stark reminder that big trips in the mountains aren't all beautiful views and high fives on summits. They're also about little discomforts, sores on your hips and aching shoulders. All that said, it was still super exciting to be climbing up into the mountains with a week of adventure ahead, and we set up our first campsite in good spirits and enjoyed a bit of rest. The next morning dawned clear and we had a fabulous journey up onto the Wapta Icefield proper and then across and up another glacier to access the guide hut. The scenery throughout the day was just mind-blowing, and although the clouds came and went, we got enough clearings to see just how wild a place we were in. The scale of everything around us was incredible. And in the end we were moving for 7 hours on day 1 and over 8 on day 2, so getting a few fun turns and then pulling into the guide hut, which we'd reserved beforehand, felt pretty good, I'm not going to lie. We had 3 nights booked at the hut, so we made the most of it by doing some short day tours and enjoying the sensation of carrying light bags. Like the 2 days we'd spent accessing the hut, the 2 full days we had at the hut were a mix of sunshine and snow, but the weather was still good enough for us to get out and have some fun on the mountains surrounding us. Here we are, summit of Yoho Peak. Woo! Woohoo! It's going to be some shaky camera work, but I've got to capture this view. Wow! So our hut's somewhere down there, and then we can swing around all the way to Mount Gordon and the Wapta Icefield. Wow! As well as enjoying the skiing and the feeling of remoteness, being in the hut also enabled us to make some minor gear repairs, eat our way through some of the food we carried and catch up on sleep. It also meant that we got an utterly spectacular sunset over the President's Peaks just to the south on our last night too. After 3 days of relative comfort, it was time to move on again, and we retraced our steps back to the main Wapta Icefield in perfect conditions under a blue sky and via some amazing skiing.
Right, Charlie! Right, Charlie, go!
That 5th day was wonderful, and it led to a 5-star campsite too, just to add to the good news. What do we make of the campground?
Ooh.
Thanks for the kitchen, Brian.
It goes, boys. It goes.
Brian's dug us a pretty sweet kitchen.
Yeah. We did all right.
Yeah.
Great day. Great campsite.
Let's have a quick look in the tent. The Taj Wapta, yeah. It's going to be a pretty comfy night in there, I think. At this stage, we'd planned on skiing for 2 more days, but conditions were good and there was a storm forecast to arrive, so we decided to make a run for it and link our proposed final 2 days into one. It made for a long day, but when you're up somewhere high and wild, the sun's shining and you're making good progress, it feels great, regardless of the physical effort. The final climb and then a long skate across Sherbrooke Lake felt tough and sweaty, but getting back to the truck where beer was waiting for us made it all worthwhile. What a trip.